frozen.
Welcome, everybody. Well, we are glad to have you here on a after Turkey Day weekend. It is Turkey Day weekend, and we have a victory. So stay tuned and enjoy this, and we will be back.
On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going.
That is how you start a Saturday night.
A victory Saturday night. And why is it a victory Saturday night, Dina? Dina, why?
Because we won.
Let's go.
We just see chickens. Ha ha! Made them squawk with the walk.
They thought they were gonna gloriously show us how to eat a turkey leg on Thanksgiving. I don't think so.
It took 9 years, Dina. 9 years. And it was a long time to swallow.
Okay.
But guess what? We got the drumstick at the end.
Yes. Now, my thing is, we should have been on that damn logo with that drumstick. See, I'd have took my black behind and sat down with that drumstick right on that chicken hawk and said, ah.
That's
now,
right.
me and George Kittle, he brought the bird over. I'd have been eating a drumstick. Of course, the wing looked kind of good, too. I was eyeballing that wing.
Supposedly it was on the 50-yard line, but I don't know. That's where they said that they were carrying the bird to, but it didn't look like the 50. It wasn't on the logo like it was when we played, and that's what that's the iconic image that's been imprinted in my head for such a long time,
and that's what I wanted to see.
Tony was there. We were celebrating. That was one of our first Thanksgivings, and that was not a 19-3.
Yeah, that was a very depressing Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but you know what? This was a smackdown. I did not anticipate that we would scored. I mean, I was hoping we'd get 30, but I didn't think that it would be that close. I mean, and then it's like we took off. 31-13. Come on. I thought for sure it'd be like, 31-21, 31-28, No. I was getting kind of worried when we came back after halftime. There were a lot of stupid penalties and mistakes, and I was like, no, 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 not this. Come on, guys, come on. And in the middle of the third quarter, bang, 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 Niner gang. He stepped it in, and we were off to the races. It was so good to see Debo, and they didn't know what to do with him. They didn't know what to do with him. And you know what? I'm sorry, but Chris Collingsworth needs to go somewhere. Okay? He annoys the hell out of me. And it's just like, dude, you are not John Madden. Shut up. Okay?
Dina, do you think it's because he's got this and forgive me if I'm wrong, but did he not lose one, or was it 2 Super Bowls? And I'm not going to hold you to it. I'll Google it right now and then I'll tell everybody. But I know his team lost 2 Super Bowls to the Niners, and I feel like he's a very, very bitter person. When you are hearing him commentate on a Niner game, I don't hear anything positive. And
no, and you never will, because yes, he holds that grudge. He holds that grudge.
Yeah.
And it's never anything neutral. He's like he's a very biased journalist when it comes to the 49ers, because he still has that grudge. And you know what? I don't give a rat's butt. Okay? It is what it is, dude. But do your job fairly. If you don't have any, like our parents used to tell us, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything.
Well, if you want to be a commentator, right, you really kind of have to take your feelings aside. And I know that's really hard to do because we're human,
right.
But again, when you are a commentator, you have to kind of maybe tell people, I can't commentate against the Niners. I just can't do it, and be like, can we get my cousin Eddie to come in for me? I mean, like something, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be unbiased. You have to be unbiased, and you have to do your job. You have to look at everything. Everybody's equal on an equal plane. But some of his comments, it's just like, shut up and just let us watch the game. Now I know why a lot of people turn the TV volume off and just watch the game. I'm about to head in that direction.
So we do.
So our normal routine, because like this year's have been a little bit different. I started streaming with Mr. Corey Davis. Shout out to Corey Davis. And he's been streaming some of the games. Mm-hmm. But for my and Tony's last couple years, probably since maybe 2014, we'll turn Rombo Sports on. I hope you know of him. If you don't, you can please go subscribe. He's a great big friend of mine. Calls me his little brother. He's a man. He got me into this, right? So I used to call into a show all the time. Tony's called in. We've done a video with him. Great guy, right? Mm-hmm. So, Rombo, we love listening to Rombo during the game. He's a little couple minutes behind because of the delay, but it's right. So much better listening to him than Chris Collinsworth, Troy Buck. There's so many others, right? And we're not going to go on and on. I don't want to put anybody's name down. All these guys do a great job, but there's some games you hear opinions, and I honestly, if I'm going to listen to an opinion, I'd rather listen to one that's going to favor my team. And that's where it is.
Yeah, or at least not be so judgmental. Okay. And don't talk so negative. But again, that's him. But you know what? Like I said, I'm starting to head in that direction. If I see him on, I'm just going to turn the volume down, because he annoys me where I start throwing things at the television. And all the hats start being chucked across the room. That's not good. Because it has nothing to do with football, watching the damn game. It's him. It's like, shut up. Um, but evidently he didn't take my broadcasting 101 class. So, hey, it is what it is. But we got that dub, right? With or without, we got that dub. I don't know. I saw a blurb this morning. Someone sent me something on one of my chats about what's his name? Tart coming back? I don't know. Did you guys hear anything about that? 49ers making
No,
the Tart
no, I
to
know they were.
replace, yeah, replace a safety. Um, I don't know. Like I said, I saw it briefly and I was just like, what? Huh? Okay. Because our safety is out. Um, so I don't know if that's true or not, but that was circulating earlier this morning about Jacquees Tart coming back. I don't know if that's true or not. I thought maybe you guys might have. You're closer. You're in the same daggone state. I thought maybe you might have some insight on that. Or anybody in the chat know anything about it?
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Bebop, Little Sponge. We have Jason, Captain Iron Massey.
I heard somebody mention it. I can't remember who mentioned it though. It was something that I just didn't pay any attention to. I was like, "Whoa, really?"
I know they were talking about Jason Verrett, and that was the only acquisition that I had heard about. We did sign some other people,
Yeah.
but that wasn't Verrett.
No.
And then
No.
the way Brown's been playing, I don't. I mean, I would imagine we would want to get somebody in there as a depth, but Dante Johnson, hello, what are you doing? Oh yeah, you'll be here in 5 minutes. So
yeah, that kind of worries me too. But no, when I heard the name Tart, I'm like, huh? No.
if I find anything out, I will message you. But I'm looking
Yeah.
just right now. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean it's not true.
Yeah, I heard they were having conversations with him about coming back. So I don't know how true that is, and that he could really help us out defensively.
How are you liking? How are you appreciating? How are you looking at the new defense since we've gotten Chase Young and Wilkes has come to the sidelines? It's kind of a hand in hand thing. We've had 15 sacks in 3 games. We've had pressure at the defensive backs, and there's been interceptions. So I want to ask you, and then I want to ask Tony as well, because Tony just got back as well. We are tag teaming it tonight. We got baby duty. So all right. But Dina, what do you think? Is the Niners defense back, or did they ever leave, or what's changed?
I think they're back. I think they're back. I don't think they ever left. I don't think they really played cohesively. But they're definitely back in track. And 6 sacks this past game, which is great, because Gino looked very confused. Like, why am I down here? Guess what? You got put on your ass, buddy. No, but yeah, and I think they're starting to get their rhythm. They're starting to get their rhythm again. And that's what's needed. Like I said before, it's that 1, 2, 3, bang, 1, 2, 3, bang. We're moving. Now, do we have some work to do in that? Yeah. Do we have some coverage issues? Definitely. But they weren't as pronounced when playing Seattle. as they were before. So yeah, I think we're back in the groove. We just have a little tweaks here and there. But the addition of Chase Young, that boy is off the hook. I mean, dad gone. It was like I forget who mentioned that. They said, "Oh my God, they're coming at him in all fours." It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, and they were there. And Chase Young, my God, his agility to move, it was incredible. Now, what really made me laugh, and I shouldn't say laugh because I was just like shaking my head. Here we go again. Was my man Brendel. He looked lost in the sauce. There were some plays where he was just like, "Oh, they're okay. Well, dude, by the time you turned around, it's done." Okay. Um, but other than that, I think we're getting back in motion, which is great to see because got a heavy schedule coming up. Yeah.
I want to say one more thing. I'm bringing on David, and I'm going to give it to Tony, and I'm going to go tag team, go check out the little ones. But the other thing that Dina, I think I would love to hear your thoughts on. We have to solidify the kickoff return and the punt return. We've had two games where they've given up a very big return. Kickoff and punts, that's two different. That's not Moody's fault. That's not Jake, that's not Mitch Wisnowski. That's tackling. And we'll come back and we'll address that. But I definitely want, next time we're watching, hopefully against the Eagles, and we don't hear them say fly, Eagles fly, because they had a big, kickoff return or punt return, right? But
I'm
let me
so
bring
sick
on
of that damn song.
Right, fly, Eagles
Don't
fly.
No, do not let that song leave your lips.
So, David, we are going to finish up. We'll give you the same question. Tony, how do you feel about same thing with Dina as we're just speaking? The game, how's it going?
Well, I always feel very confident about our defense. Our defense has been one of the best assets that the 49ers organization can honestly consistently say they've got going on for them. And then, with the different strides and making a better offense with the, getting the different coaches and the different quarterbacks, obviously that's still in the making. But the defense for sure has been a very, very solid force for the 49ers for many years. And it's nice to see the different adjustments that they make. And as far as at the beginning of the year, we obviously went on that 5-game winning streak, which is pretty awesome. And we also have to expect that even if you're winning, you want to try something new. So when you make different adjustments on the defense, you want to try to move and maybe position your pieces differently. So later on in the season, you can have some kind of other options to run other than stay at the same stuff. So sometimes you have to expect that you might lose different games because certain things are going to maybe momentarily change. Momentums could be shifted because some people are maybe trying to get used to different shifts or whatnot, different blocks. But all in all, I think the defense has been 100% grade A plus, AAA, whatever the top rating you can give that defense is definitely one of the greatest things that this Niners has. And the Seahawks win was pretty awesome. That was something I was biting my nails. I was kind of concerned because I was just kind of like, I had faith in the team winning, but it's divisional. You never know. Stuff always changes in the divisional games. And then you're like, just as soon as you think you have it in the bag, Niners have honestly learned that the hard way against the Rams. Like, don't ever go into a game thinking you have the win before you even started kickoff. So
Right.
we'll never do that. But to have had turkey, like it was just there are many things to be thankful for. And I hope everybody had a great and very happy, very thankful Thanksgiving But just to also have the 49ers get that win, that specific game, it could have been any other Thursday, any other Sunday. Yeah, a win's a win. But this is a specific Thursday night Thanksgiving game versus the Seahawks. So I think Brian said it 8 years ago, 9 years. It took us almost 10 years, but we did it. What do you think, David? And how are you
I think it
feeling?
was a great win. Our defense is playing really good football right now. But my biggest concern there is Lenore. You got to go from playing the boundary. Then when they go in a nickel situation, he has to flip the switch because playing the nickel is a totally different job than playing the boundary.
Right.
But
right.
it honestly looks like he has 100% adjusted to life, just flipping that switch, doing whatever he's got to do. That is great to see. We got Sammy Womack back. I don't know if you saw that yesterday. Zero was out there grabbing that ball and throwing it back to Ronnie Bell to pin him at the 1 yard line. It was nice to see. It was so nice to see. We're getting our guys back.
Perfect time.
The team is. Oh, it is. It is. The team's healthy, and I am knocking on wood. I don't know if you can hear that, folks.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going into Philadelphia this next week. Mini bye. We got 3 days extra rest to heal up before that game, which will help us.
Absolutely.
And I mean, at this point, the defense needs to buckle down, but they got to keep them third and a long 3 or 4 and more, because that tush push, there is definitely a way to stop it. And a lot of a lot of people don't see it. You put in your extra a big lineman like we have Kalia Davis.
Mm-hmm.
You put him in. You keep your other 2 interior guys in. You line him up dead on the center. Your other 2 interior guys on the guards, and don't just push forward. Go to the side. Make if you shift the whole offensive line, when Fred Warner's coming over the top, he's going to be able to grab Hurts and push him backwards.
Oh, yes.
There is a way to stop the tush push or the booty boost, whatever you guys want to call it. You call it what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is so great.
I have another name for it, but it's too profane.
Well, you know what? Whatever you want to call it, it's definitely it's 17 and 18 of 19 attempts. It's not very easy to stop.
No, it's not. And the thing about it is, why are you relying on? I mean, I understand they like it, but it's a shame that you have to rely on something like that.
It's creative. Give them their it's creative.
It's creative, but so are some other moves that are probably illegal.
Well, Dina, if you had an ace up your sleeve that you knew 99% of the time you were going to win, wouldn't you be tempted to use it? So if you're the Eagles, right, then you can get a pass off or a run, first or second down, and get up to 8 yards. Then you get a BS run on the next play and get up to 3rd and 9, and you get that tush push. Pull out that ace out of your sleeve, right? Is it wrong if they can't stop it?
Quarterback sneak.
It's not wrong, but again, there's other things to do other than a tush push.
See, and that's where I would like to be a little bit more, creative, but their problem is their wide receivers are splash wide receivers. They're not going down the field every time. They have somebody who mimics Debo, and they have a couple of good wide receivers who can catch passes, but no, they're not going to be able to hold up. And if we get physical with them, I don't think they're going to be able to hold up. The difference in this year and last year is the defensive line. we got
Yeah.
two new boys. We got two new boys on our defensive line.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too, and I try not to watch them because they annoy me. Um, you gotta watch out for that guy Swift. We gotta
Running back.
yes, Lord. He makes some catches that should not be caught. Um, so we gotta like really stay on him and try to keep what's his name? Hurts. Try to get him out of the pocket and then knock him on his ass. Um, but the running backs and the wide receiver, I forget the one wide receiver's name. He annoys me.
AJ Brown or Devontae Adams.
That one, Devontae Adams.
Oh gosh, yes.
Is
Oh,
Devontae a Raider? Is it AJ Brown?
Oh,
AJ
Devontae
Brown.
Smith. Devontae
Devontae,
Smith. You're right.
That's it. Yeah,
You're right.
Devontae Smith. I'm sorry. Yes.
because the Eagles, they have that funny meme, right? They got Hurts, Kelsey, Swift. Yeah. We won't go into Cox, right? We won't pause, whatnot, whatever.
Yeah. But
yeah.
we're gonna have to, and we got to stop with that giving so much cushion. You got to have a closer coverage on him. And the other thing too, they're going to try to cause a lot of the penalties. I know that. Yeah, I've seen it in the way they play, like trying to not just draw people off sides, but as in grabbing and not letting go and saying that they were grabbed and trying to entice someone to grab with the left hand and pull. So we have to be mindful of that because they're very good at distracting teams and having them get those penalties to move them along. And we're going to have to be very, very mindful and careful with that. And
have we never?
that's what, it's just like the whole strategy, their whole strategy annoys me. Because I know that we're better than that, but we have to be careful because they're good at trying to put penalties on other teams to further them along, their drive along the field. And that's something we've really got to be mindful of.
Definitely. And, we noticed that a lot of the penalties would come off from defense, such as from Travarius Ward. And I don't know if anybody's noticed, but just within this last game against the Seahawks, of all people who would be a more physical contact, everything's physical within football, but this would be definitely more physical because of the aggression. But I didn't see or hear of any penalties against Travarius Ward.
No, he was bowling. He was really, because every time I saw him play, or get near somebody, I was like, oh God, here we go, another penalty. What? No penalty. So he really did a bang up job, and that's what's needed when we go against these pigeons. That's what's needed, and I'm hoping that they don't use him to get those penalties, to make those penalties rather. But yeah, he was really pretty good.
I would say the last game we played, the refs really let them play. There was some questionable plays. They could have said, "Oh, he tugged here," or "They tugged there," but for the most part, they let both the DB and the wide receiver play.
Yeah,
and I think it was very fairly called. But there was a couple plays where like there was a wide receiver running for a catch, and the DB smacked the ball. And it was just like, you're like, these guys are they are coming very close, like a tune, spider sense or whatnot.
I saw that, and but hey, look, That's football. Stop making it look like flag football. This is a contact sport. And if you get a chance, like I think I heard Fred Warner talking about that once, if you get a chance to aim for that ball, go for it. Uh, that's what they were doing. And I think personally, I'd rather see somebody go at the ball and try to make a play for it than get a stupid penalty on grabbing at the shoulder or tugging at the jersey, which I will never understand. But you know it's a contact sport, so I applaud them for that. I really do, and especially on a defense. That was off the hook. I was screaming. My poor neighbors, they probably knew. But yeah, that was awesome.
So, because it was Turkey Day, you were not at the bar. I'm hearing, right?
No. I went and had a nice dinner at my friend's house and excused myself. They knew that I had to leave, and she gave me a candy bar to take with me for dessert, and one of my favorite candy bars. And I came home, popped open a cold one, put my jersey on, got my gear on, ate my chocolate bar, drank my beer, and screamed bloody murder the whole time.
That just sounds like a good Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, it really
It
does.
was. It was. It was so good that I forgot to get up and do morning prayer the next day.
So, me and David, if David is, hopefully not busy tomorrow, more than likely me and him will go live tomorrow in the morning. We'll probably break down a little bit more of this, but let me get David's opinion. What's your thoughts? Buffalo and Philadelphia. Is that not a perfect game Sunday night to christen? Is it? Yeah, no, the Sunday night game. I'm sorry. Correct me. It's Baltimore and the Chargers. They should flex that. Man. They should flex that. But it's actually Buffalo and Philadelphia is a 4:00 game.
Yes.
4:30. David, and I'm gonna give it to you right after Dina. How do you feel about Josh Johnson, the Bills? They've changed direction. They fired Ken Dorsey as offensive coordinator. They scored over 30-something points after doing so. And now we have the Eagles. The Eagles just had their Super Bowl. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs without there should be an asterisk. Taylor Swift. Okay, she was not at attendance, so I'm not going to call that the Super Chiefs, but we're gonna call it the Kansas City Chiefs. It counts, right? They didn't have her last year, but every year you upgrade. So again, David, what's your thoughts? Buffalo is coming into Philadelphia. Philadelphia. I'm sorry, Philadelphia. No, we'll say it again. Philadelphia.
4:25 their time.
They're coming in, and they're. I don't know, David. What's your thoughts? Josh Johnson, is he back? Is the Eagles the defense going to be over dominant? And I know we can go more into this, but I want your thoughts, and I wanted to hear Dina's.
I honestly think the Bills are one of those teams you don't know what they're going to do week by week. They fired Ken Dorsey, obviously thinking that the offense is a problem, and they were. But you also have a quarterback that typically is good for a turnover a game, if not more.
Right.
Josh Allen's a good quarterback, but he is mistake prone. At this point, they could walk into Philadelphia and punch them in the face. But we don't know what Bills are going to show up. We don't know if it's going to be the team that doesn't play good or the team that does. Mm-hmm. So it's all yet to be seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dina, what's your thoughts? Is Buffalo coming in I know we all kind of want to root for Buffalo because we want to get closer to that number 1 seed. But how do you feel legitimately? Is Buffalo blue coming in? Is Buffalo red coming in? Is it Philadelphia? I know you don't want me to say fly Eagles fly. I kind of did it again, but shame on me. But your thoughts?
My thoughts. I agree with my McNiner. We don't know which Buffalo is coming in because again, they may be coming back, but there's no consistency there. And you don't know which one is going to show up. Now, I will say Josh Allen, if he going up against these pigeons, he's got to move a little faster with that release. But other than that, you don't know who's going to show up. I'm hoping that the real Buffalo Bills show up. The Buffalo Bills that we once knew show up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, you can't take them lightly and you can't take them too heavily. You don't know which one is coming in. And they may have a banging offense, but the defense may let you down and vice versa. There's no consistency. It's not like you don't know what to expect. It's not like you can say, oh, yeah, well, they're going up against the Raiders. And we all know about the Raiders, but you can't say that with them. I think they're in their rebuilding mode and they're trying to bounce back. And I hope they have bounced.
The Bills are in the moment where they know that they need to retool, but they can't accept it because the season isn't over. Mm-hmm. So my prediction is if the Bills go in and they beat the Eagles, there's still life. Mm-hmm. But if they go in and they lose, if the Bills lose this game, the Bills don't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Ooh, desperation.
Yeah. And you know what? I know I'm showing my age, but look at all the years that dear old Marv Levy led that team so close, so far. And they never, and they never
Four straight.
Kickers matter.
Yeah. Kickers matter.
And then they just kind of disappoint when it gets closer to the time of actually settling in. But yeah, that's definitely going to be it. Maybe that's one of those reasons why they put it for the 4:00 game and they didn't flex it for the the nighttime game because those are most likely gonna lose. But if there for whatever is a spark of hope, if Buffalo can just come in there and just beat up on some Eagles, just pound them, have your fun and just have fun when you're playing. Obviously, don't kill anybody or ruin their careers. Maybe put them on their ass for a week or two. That'd be great.
Okay, so with a show of hands, we're all rooting for Buffalo, right?
Let's go Buffalo.
But we believe we can all put our head down if we want. Believe the Eagles are probably going to win this game.
But no.
So you're a solid believer Buffalo's winning.
Yes.
Okay, I love it.
I don't care if it was you and my McNiner. I would take you two, and you could throw your newborn son in, and I would take him over the Eagles. Okay.
Shout out to Murphy.
Hey. Okay. Because I have a feeling more teams. I mean, you look at the way that the Eagles have been playing. They haven't been really dominating the games. Okay, it's been neck and neck in certain ways, and they're winning like 5, maybe 6, maybe 7 points. It's always been very close.
Mm-hmm.
There's a weakness there. Now, if Buffalo can expose that a little bit more for us to see,
Oh yes.
I'll be very happy. I'll
And
be
we
very
have such an amazing time right now from kicking the Seahawks' butt to the next game to be able to sit down and recoup. Not only get re-energized because you get that family re-ambition. It's kind of what do you call that? Invigorating.
Invigorating. It's very invigorating.
You get around family. It's almost like your soul has been restored, and then not only that, now you have extra days. So,
well, you
We
got to
got 13
remember too.
days.
Yeah, you got to remember too. After we play the Pigeons, we got to go back to we got to play the Seahawks again, right?
but they come to our
Yep.
Yes, we go Seattle, Eagles,
we
Seattle.
go back to Seattle.
Now
Then-
Seattle is playing at
Yeah, then
Levi.
we go Cardinals, Ravens.
Yeah, but is Seattle playing in Levi?
Yes. Yep.
Yep,
Okay.
that's the second game.
All right.
Yeah, third game, but yeah, second
Right.
game.
They're going to be out for a vengeance. Watch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be on our
Well,
home,
there
and-
Seattle's going to be coming very wounded because if I'm correct, and I'm going to flip the schedule real quick if my fingers will work, but I believe Seattle's playing the Cowboys next week.
Yes.
So they're let's see for sure. Seattle is
I think
Thursday night. So they're not even going to have a 13-day. They have a week.
Oh.
And they are going to have to go play the Cowboys. Then they have to play us. That's where they'll get that extra little bit of time to recoup. But you might have something here, Dina. Look out for Seattle coming back and bouncing back hard.
Yeah, because look, we did something that hadn't been done in 9 years on their turf. Okay. But I'm hoping we pluck those feathers again because it's getting cold and Dina needs a new hat. So, I'm
Absolutely.
hoping that happens again. But I know they're going to come at us hard, especially playing on our turf too. Now they think their fan base is, all that. They don't know
they're
who
gonna try to
we are.
come over.
They don't know who we are. No.
Just gotta go
But
in there
yeah,
with that same-
that's what's gonna, it's a pretty tight schedule going, and I don't like that. Play them, play somebody else, and then go back to them. I don't know who thought of this schedule, what they were drinking when they did this.
We're playing a schedule that the Chiefs should be playing.
No, we're playing a schedule that AI generated, and it wasn't right. They didn't regenerate it.
The Chiefs should be that hard schedule. The Chiefs. Have you seen the remainder amount of the games for the Chiefs? I just
No.
was looking good on a video. They have to play
The Raiders.
the Raiders twice, and a couple of the Jaguar. I forget.
They have to play Green Bay,
Oh, Green Bay.
which could be a good game.
Oh man.
It could
Go
be a
Jordan
real
Love.
season
Yeah.
of love. Tell you what.
Yeah.
Then the Chiefs have to play. Let's see who the Chiefs have to play. Buffalo. That could be a very good game. But again, what is Buffalo playing for if they can't beat the Eagles? Right?
Yeah.
Who are they
This
playing
would
in
be
the
a
Super
very-
Bowl?
That would be a statement game for the Buffalo Bills if they can beat the Eagles. That's a
Yeah.
statement game. That definitely lets everybody know. Okay, so your push to get to the Super Bowl again has yet been reinstated. So just continue on. Maybe you'll actually get there.
Then the mighty Kansas City Chiefs will play New England.
Oh,
That's
please, 2-a-day.
right. Then the mighty Kansas City Chiefs will have Cincinnati. Who who are they? They don't have a quarterback.
No quarterback.
Coming
No
and playing,
Joe Burrow.
Really?
right?
He's out?
He's
Yes.
out. He's on IR.
And
Dina, what's funny is the three teams that beat the 49ers no longer have quarterbacks.
See, God don't like ugly. I'm just saying.
Amen. Amen. I can't say it any better. Then we have Kansas City. Who will Kansas City be playing next? Kansas City is playing the Chargers. So that's the
Yeah.
right? Okay, so that's and that finishes out their season. So Kansas City, I wouldn't say they have a hard schedule, but they should at least be able to win like the next 5 games out of their.
They're still going to
remaining-
be in their division. They're still going to lead their division. You know, I really do. I really think so. They're still going to lead their division. And they're still be in the playoffs. And we'll probably have to face them again at some point in time. But again, you take away 2 of their players, they're not as strong as you think they are.
you can see the difference since Tyreek Hill has left that team.
Ah. And
But
that's
good.
what got me, because you look at a team like Kansas City, who plays in all types of weather. And yeah, it was raining then. But they should have excelled at that game against the Eagles. And I can't say you can blame it on the weather, because I've seen them play in ice cold, in downpours, you know, hot days. There's no way that I can't believe they didn't win that game. I mean, dude, people were wide open. Nobody around, and dude drops the ball. Who
Made no
does?
sense. Watching
know-
that, no sense.
Oh my God. And it's the same way, like I was trying to cook dinner, some of the Thanksgiving sides for dinner. And I was watching the Detroit and Green Bay game. I had that on. I just knew Detroit was going to take it. But no. What
Green
they
Bay?
were doing, it's like, okay, is this the Detroit Lions? No. Tune in tomorrow. Who are you? You know, will the real Detroit step up? Because I'm not used to seeing this. I'd like to see them win a game on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah,
And it didn't happen.
pretty incredible as far as like, wow, here goes the Lions. You know, Detroit
Yeah.
versus everybody, and they're beating everybody, so that was awesome. But
I couldn't believe it. That's
You
why
gotta
my
win.
mashed potatoes weren't fully mashed. I kept stopping. It's like, oh my God. But yeah, I'm ready for this game. I'm you know, I'm tired of hearing it from all these Pigeon fans, and you know, I just look at them and say December 3rd. December 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, what's going on then? I'm like, you know what? You stupid. He's like, oh yeah, okay. December 3rd. Yeah. Okay. December 3rd. There was a there was a episode of Good Times where James tells the young punk who shot JJ, you know, he just looks at him and says, outside. And he's like, come on, old man, we got this outside. Well, that's the way I feel. December 3rd.
Yeah.
We are going to rock this city. If anybody's coming to Philly, please come out. It's going to start Friday night. Big party Friday night, Saturday night, 10 o'clock, tailgate. I already bought my own beer because I can't, you know, I like to sit in my car sometimes and have a sip in private. We're going to rock it out. I mean, the last time It had to be. I at least saw at least 600 some people. So this is going to be epic. And we're going to be ready. We ready for y'all.
How are
You
you
know,
feeling, Joey McNair? How's this matchup seeming to you? Are you excited? Nervous?
I'm I'm definitely excited because the way the team's playing right now. What better test do you have than the team that has the best record in the league?
hmm
Mhm.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
honestly, we walk in there, we beat them 1 point, 40 points. I don't care. A W is a W.
Thank you.
We're gonna need help to get that number 1 seed, but making them come to Santa Clara is ideal. I don't want to have to go back there in the playoffs again. No.
Oh,
No.
no.
No. No. And
Definitely.
that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. And every year I look at the schedule and I look to see if we're playing the Eagles. And to me, I know it sounds presumptuous, but to me, that's my Super Bowl. Because
Beating the people.
because if I can shut these mugs up and
Mhm.
tell them to leave me alone, see, I don't mind defending my team, but dag nabbit, don't accost me in the supermarket. Just keep it rolling.
That's right.
And then
We'll see how football.
then you get those ones that come up to you on the side. You know what, miss? I do like the 49ers, but Well, what are you talking to me for? Shout it from the rooftops then. What are you scared of?
That's right. Win or lose, and this team's dynamic.
And people say I'm brave for walking around with my gear on. Well, maybe I am. But guess what? I have no shame in the game. I'm going to rep whether we win or lose.
That's right.
Same here.
When we win, I'm going all out. I'm putting on everything I got.
I was getting heckled by a Cowboys fan at one point after the 3-game losing streak.
What?
And my comeback to him was 42-10. He just looked at me like I'm like, yeah.
Mhm. Say something else. Yeah, say something else.
hmm
Yeah. But I'm ready for this. I am so ready for this. And like I said,
All right, so Dina,
red and gold.
I've asked David a couple times, and I'm gonna ask him again tonight. What would it mean to you winning the Super Bowl? What would you do? What wouldn't you do? What's it gonna? What would it be like?
Well, after I try not to wet my pants from excitement, I'd probably cry tears of joy, knowing me. I cried and screamed when the Phillies won the World Series. So I can imagine what I would do if the Niners did it again. But yeah, I'd probably cry tears of joy because it's a long time coming. Then I'd have to take off work the next day.
Absolutely. I know that would be.
So, not to cut into anybody's, but because we're a little closer to the Bay, I would be definitely taking off the next day because it's Super Bowl Sunday. I would be taking off Monday, and then I would be calling work and telling them I'm taking off the parade. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. Hey, Pepto Bismol, whatever you gotta say, but it's going down, right? So
Yeah.
Cody, the family, we're all driving to the Bay Area. When that happens, we're going to the parade. We're going to be there. We'll be wearing our jackets. We're going to be proud. And
Loud and proud.
we're not
Right.
crowned. It hasn't happened yet. Anything can happen. We got really excited last year as well. But David, same question. It's been almost 30 years. It's been 29 years since the Niners have won a Super Bowl. So if we can hoist the Lombardi this year, and Cynthia, I see you. I'd be crying too, and my tears would be coming out, and it would be hot tears because I'd be so happy and I'd be so excited. I can totally feel it now. But David
Yeah.
McNider, how would you feel? What would you do? I mean, obviously, you'd probably be streaming somewhere. Your emotions would probably be kept on captured on YouTube forever. But what do you think it would do? I mean, like winning the Super Bowl for the Niners. What would it do? What would it do for you this year?
Well, first things first, I'd be hollering at the moon, and then it's been such a long drought, just got to be happy for all the fans that have never seen it.
Right.
I mean, the emotions of winning a Super Bowl, I do remember what that's like, and there's nothing like it, and on the list of to-dos would be show Rams fans how to act after winning a Super Bowl.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I remember
know,
the last time when Steve Young was holding that trophy. Oh my God, I was just screaming and crying right along with him. I had such a headache the next day from from screaming and crying. Because I would probably do the same thing again. Because it's such an exhilarating moment. Something that is long overdue, and time has come where we need it. We want it. We keep saying that year after year. But yeah, I'd have to take the day off because I'd probably eat a bottle of Excedrin because I'd have such a headache.
Absolutely. I know I would be incredibly over the top stoked. I would just be incredibly excited. The last time I've ever been able to experience Super Bowl, obviously, was when, Colin Kaepernick was.
Well, Jimmy Garoppolo, we had down there too.
Garoppolo, and that one too. So there's been a couple of letdowns in my Super Bowl experiences because unfortunately I wasn't old enough to understand, 94, I was only like 5. But anyways, beyond that, I have a little bit of hope. I want to see the Super Bowl. So just imagining the Niners winning this Super Bowl this year, it would be a dream come true. It would be one of those like, I'm good. I mean, what more could a person ask for? I mean, honestly, you start thinking of everything else in your life, you're like, everything is replaceable, but you can't replace a Lombardi.
No. And I
take
don't
that
want to be
from
in
us.
my wheelchair. Yeah, I don't want to be in my wheelchair going to a game, without any teeth in my mouth, being in a parade.
It's just the guys that we have this year, and just the whole voyage that we've seen our guys on for the past at least 15 years, but at least for the past 10 years for sure. Just the voyage that they've been on, and just the guys that we have now, it's just, oh God, they deserve it.
No, I think you're totally safe. And everybody in the chat, thank you for coming. We got 22, 24 people here. Hit the like button. But it's been fluctuating, but we appreciate you all. But
thank you.
Since is it easy? Is it anybody going to dispute it? 2011, 2012. We're in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
It's been about 14 years. The Niners building this, and that's coming, and we've been coming. We've gotten very close to getting to the top, and we've gotten to the pinnacle. And a couple bad decisions, maybe some arrogant decisions, if you want to say it. Why did you try Crabtree 4 times in the end zone? I will never give that up. Frank Gore ran us down there. We could have given him the shot at least one time. Deer antlers is a weird steroid. We'll all admit to it. then we'll move on, right? The lights went out. Okay, we'll give it to you. Okay, but then George Kittle got held in the beginning of the game. That was not a pass, a PI, whatever. Bosa got held. We're not, but whatever. You win to lose, you lose to win, whatever. You play to play the game, right?
Right.
But there was some last two Super Bowls. We weren't happy with some calls.
No.
But
no.
my question to both of you and to Tony: if we win a Super Bowl, can we keep this team together? If we get to the Super Bowl and lose, or get to the playoffs, deep in the playoffs and lose, is this team not going to be together anymore? I mean, like, because I know sooner or later you have to pay everybody. Everybody can break down contracts scenarios. We know Bosa is going to be here for a while. BA is supposed to get paid. Debo's still on contract. Brock Purdy, we don't pay him anything. I mean, the guy barely gets paid a potato. So, I mean, I understand certain, but if the Niners defense and this offense and this team in general can win a Super Bowl, does that mean Trent Williams stays around another year? Do we get another run at it? Are we running it back? Or are we just retiring? Is George Kittle going to, wrestling? Dina, your thought.
George Kittle going to wrestling. Oh my God. I hope not. Although I'd pay to go see him wrestle. Pineapple Men.
That's right.
Chubby's not sponsored by YouTube, but hopefully one day under the Christmas tree this year, maybe potentially Tony, Lily. I'm just saying they got great clothing, but go ahead. Not sponsored.
I thought you were talking about the pineapple.
No, I would hope that if Trent's going to retire, that he would retire as a Niner. I don't see him retiring anytime too soon. Maybe another year or two. As far as everybody else, if we can pay them within the cap space, I see them sticking around. I mean, you think about it. A lot of people want to come here. A lot of people want to be here. And as far as some of the other guys who are like sitting on IR or on a practice squad, some of them might go. Some of them might step up and stay. I would hope that the ones that we want to stay, at least for a couple of years, at least with their contract. And like I said, I wouldn't want to see Trent go out unless he's going to retire as a Niner. I really wouldn't. Because he means so much to this team, and he's done so much for this team. I would hate to see him go to another team and then come back and, no. If you're going to go out as a Niner with your head held high. But I would hope that we could pay everybody what they need to be paid.
So Trent Williams has said that he'll play out his contract, but I just kind of feel like if he wins the Super Bowl this year, I just kind of feel like it just really depends on the vibes. If they can bring everybody back and they feel like they're able to win it again.
I think the majority of the guys are going to be able to bring back because a majority of the contracts, I believe, they have handled as far as, the ones that were coming up as far as between the transition of 2023, 2024. So I don't believe that they're going to have to necessarily worry about losing the core specifically this year, especially with them making these different adjustments to different, they're making more space with the cap. So that's only going to continue to grow throughout the rest of the season, during the off season. So whatever things that they're going to be able to make happen, it's not going to be a total hit. So I see that this team is going to be able to stay together at least for another year or two.
So you believe, and just to clarify, if the Niners win the Super Bowl this year, you believe that extends our window?
Yes, because a lot of those guys that are our core players are still stuck with us for the next 2 or 3 years at least with the contract. So I don't see them asking for more money as a, hey, I won a Super Bowl yet, because they're still stuck in a contract. Unless somebody chooses to pick up the rest of that contract and then continue to pay them the big bucks that they see that they want. I don't see
Right.
that happening yet.
Would before I give it to David, but would you even elaborate a little bit to that? Maybe say, would you be comfortable agreeing to, if the 49ers were to win a Super Bowl, and this is for everybody on the panel, but if the 49ers were to win a Super Bowl this year, the players on this team, our veterans, our players, our stars, would take a team-friendly deal to continue to play together? And let's start with Tony, but we're also going to give both questions to David. So go ahead, Tony.
Oh,
If you win a chip
wait,
this
do you
year,
want
if you
David to answer
win
the
a
last
chip,
question?
if you real quick, we're going to give it to David. But if you win a chip this year, do you see the players sticking around longer because they believe in this team?
I do. If we win the chip this year, Trent Williams is going to want to go back and win another one. George Kittle, he's going to want to stick around because he's going to want his opportunity to get 2 in a row. We did it back in the day, got 2 in a row, right? Not many teams have done that. No team has done it twice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something, it would be the first time in NFL history. So I 100% see it. Our core is under contract and going to be around for at least three seasons ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, close. Yeah.
Keeping a guy like Chase Young might get tricky. That will get tricky. If he wants to stay on a team friendly deal, we could make something work.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond him, the team's going to stay together. The gang's going to be back.
And if you think about it now, like some people like Ross Dwelly, that contract's going to free up, because I don't see them signing him next year. So,
Ross Dwelly, and who's the other one?
Charlie Warner.
Charlie Warner. Thank you. I was trying to think for the W and the R, and it was getting confusing. They're not going to be here next year. Even if we win a Super Bowl, they're not going to be here next year.
So some of the guys that won't make the roster next year is going to definitely help free up cap space, especially if they're on like 1-year deals or if they're coming to the end of their contracts. I'm seeing a lot of the negotiations as far as keeping somebody like Chase Young very possible. And I think if the Niners see it in their best interest of wanting to win, especially if they don't win a Super Bowl this year, keeping Chase Young is beneficial. But if you have a situation where you end up with an Emmanuel Sanders who goes and takes you so far for 1 year and then wants to leave the next year, or you decide not to keep him the next year, like that's not fun, because Emmanuel Sanders could have took us a long way if you would have kept him a little longer, and if he would have wanted to stay longer too. So it works both ways.
Winning or not winning a Super Bowl, I think it's very important to keep Ayuk. I would hope to be able to sign him to a team-friendly deal, but he's going to want the bag. And I think Jennings is going to be gone. Winning a Super Bowl or not winning a Super Bowl, I still see Jennings gone. But we definitely have an opportunity to move forward and keep a lot of these core players. Somebody that everybody wants to see take a pay cut, I definitely see taking a pay cut if we win a Super Bowl. And it's a big old fullback, 44, Kyle Juszczyk. If we win a Super Bowl, that guy's here to stay for a couple more years. Yeah, I think he would definitely want to run it back. The guy's got enough brain and he's made enough money in the NFL to keep it together and know that Super Bowl rings, they don't fade. Right. They don't tarnish. Right. So, guys, it's been about an hour and 8 minutes. We got 7 people watching. We appreciate everybody for coming. We don't want to cut it too short. Let's give everybody their final thoughts. Tony, she's been so nice to me tonight. She said, Brian, I want you to come in and help me out tonight. Some of the other girls, they were doing some things on Turkey Day. It's Turkey Day weekend, so we know families everywhere. David McNiner, he's like my, we won't argue, but you can say Batman and Robin, and we won't ever show you who's taller either, right?
We already know, Brian. We already know.
But David was happy to show up as well, and it's always fun because we all have fun together. So Dina, we know you don't like the Eagles. We don't either. But because tomorrow is another Sunday,
Mhm.
real quickly, do you have a game I could run to you real quick? New Orleans, Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Carolina, Tennessee, Tampa, Indy, New England Giants, Jacksonville, Houston, Cleveland, Denver, LA Rams and the Cardinals, Kansas City and the Raiders, Buffalo and Philadelphia, Baltimore and the Chargers. Is there a game that really stands out to you that you are going to be tuned into for tomorrow?
Um, other than the Pigeons, probably I want to see the Baltimore Chargers game,
Okay.
and I want
Yeah.
to see the Cincinnati game.
Yeah. Yeah. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Pittsburgh
Yeah,
has a new offensive coordinator. Cincinnati no longer has a quarterback, but Pittsburgh never had one. So it should be a pretty good game.
I know that's, and the thing that it is too. They're rivals, so that should really be interesting. I didn't know that JoJo was gone. I mean, I heard he was hurt, but I didn't know he was out. So
Yeah, his hand is a little bit hurt, worse than they wanted to tell anybody.
yeah, and for the sake of my nephew, I got to watch the Baltimore Chargers game. Chargers, they kind of surprised me. They kind of
They,
surprised me this year.
they should be better than what they are, and
Yeah.
yeah,
So, but other than that, Houston, I'd like to see that game. I'd like to see that game.
yes,
Uh,
the Houston and Jacksonville game could be for the division. So that's I like Trevor Lawrence. I like Trevor Lawrence, but
hey
did I do
Tony, that's Aquanet man.
That's right. So using them with that to hold that feather in there.
But yeah, that could definitely be the battle for the South. So
Yes.
okay, David, same question, man. We'll go over the schedule tomorrow in the morning if you like. Is there a game that right now you are really, really like losing sleep to watch?
Losing sleep to watch? Probably not.
Nothing's ever worth losing.
I'm definitely looking forward to the Bills at the Eagles, though. Definitely looking forward to that. What Bills team is going to show up? I'm hoping the good Bills team shows up, because we definitely need a game's worth of help here.
Yeah.
And then do the Jaguars versus the Texans. I want to see that, because the Jags, they're up and coming, and so are the Texans. But the Texans got our old DC at head coach, so I would, honestly, I think that's going to be a good battle to watch. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that one.
You guys have heard about the 49ers, right? You've heard about the Miami 49ers? You've heard about
the South Florida 49ers down there, yeah.
Have you heard about the Houston 49ers? Yes, Houston. Yes. There's not a problem. The 49ers are definitely going nationwide. I think there's even a Houston, Tennessee. It's building, right? We just got to give it a little bit more time. But yeah, there's an umbrella, folks, and it's getting scary. I'm going to be with you. We'll be probably going live sometime tomorrow around 9 if if you're not busy. 9 California time. Folks, thank you for coming and watching Tony Culp'S channel. I'm going to give Tony the floor before we leave, because of course, I get a little bit carried away, and she's got to tell me what game she wants to talk about.
Yes. Before we go, I wanted to first shout out. Check us out on Saturdays, the ladies of the Niners. Once before called Ladies of the Empire, which unfortunately was already taken. But for legal purposes, we are the Ladies of the Niners until we think of something more creative. But Ladies of the Niners is where you find us here on Tony Culp every Saturday night, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And if sometimes the ladies are busy, like today, you have Miss Niner Lady Dina here. She'll always be on a Saturday night show if for some reason she can't make it. But like tonight, we improvised and tried to bring the best show we can with great content we can.
Hey, I rushed home and put on my warm gear so I could like warm up after being out in the cold. So if I can help you out, I will.
Nice, and I do appreciate that. And just to make it quick, one game that I am for sure looking forward to is for sure that Buffalo and Philadelphia. I don't want Philadelphia so beat up that we don't get the advantage of making sure that when the Niners do come in to play them, that they're not a full contender game that what we want. But I do hope that in the same process that the Philadelphia Eagles do get beat up. And when the Niners do come and play, it just hurts even that much more. So
you would prefer that their egos get beat, like they lose by a field goal, or they lose something devastating by like the tush push doesn't happen on 4th and goal on the last seconds of fourth quarter, and
the tush push is about 98% accurate, at least maybe more, maybe less. We can't really say anything negative about that, but we could say that they could be outplayed offensively or defensively. Maybe the Bills offense will come out, or the defense will come out and pick sixes or whatnot. Whatever they got to do to get that win and stay in that contentionship, because they always used to look like they're going to go to the Super Bowl, but making it there, they haven't. But maybe this is their year. Yeah.
So, are you going to say Berman? Is it Berman, David? Am I correct? He's the one. Whoop! Always predicting the 49ers and the
Bills. Chris Berman. Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, if that happens one year, hey, I wouldn't be. Actually, I'd kind of be scared. But if the Bills play the way they've been playing this year against the Niners in the Super Bowl, then I don't know. I think we have a good chance too, because that's an up and down. Guys, ladies, gentlemen, everyone for coming. Thank you so much. This has been fun.
It's been definitely a lot of fun. It's been a victorious and very thankful Thursday, very thankful weekend, wonderful Thanksgiving, and wonderful Saturday night with great people. And I mean, what else makes a day better when you can just talk about a great victory your favorite team has been able to score? So.
That's right.
Everybody, we hope everyone had a great holiday. Everybody was able to, enjoy something with a family member, or enjoy something with somebody that was maybe, in a place that you can, maybe help someone else out. It was a lot of fun. We had a great family barbecue and family get together, and hope you all as well did. Great victory for the 49ers. More importantly, again, everybody one day at a time.
Yeah.
And, thank you for coming. Please like and subscribe. Dina, thank you for coming. David McNiner, thank you for coming as well. Folks,
done yet.
Love you.
Yeah, but we cooked them sea turkeys.
Yep. Right.
With that,
green chickens, you're next.
We're going to leave you with our little outro we made for the morning video. And we're going to end it after that. So thank you all for coming.